So I wanted to touch on the huge relationship between your digestive system, your gut, your friendly bacteria, and your mood, okay? Specifically anxiety, stress, and worry, and even the effect on cognitive functions like lack of focus or concentration. If you don't have all the microflora, the friendly bacteria in your digestive system, specifically bifidobacterium and lactobacillus, it can potentially lead to all sorts of problems with your brain chemistry. Now, if you experience a loss of a loved one, it's normal to have depression. If you're being chased by a tiger, it is normal to have anxiety and stress. But what I want to touch on is, what if there's actually no reason to have depression, anxiety, stress, or worry? I want to touch on the actual physical causation of that because your microbes actually make proteins. And I'm talking about neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are hormone-like proteins that travel through your nervous system. Like GABA, for example. If you're lacking GABA, you can be depressed. And then you have serotonin and its relationship to your mood. Did you realize that 90% of all the serotonin in your body is made by your gut? Only 10% is made by your brain. And there's other neurotransmitters that are made by your gut as well. So if you do not have the right ratios of microbes, if you don't have enough microbes, that can have huge effect over your body's ability to make neurotransmitters. Then you have something called the enteric nervous system. Now, I've done other seminars where I talked about the flight or fight mechanism. It's called the sympathetic nervous system. And then you have the rest and digest system, which is the parasympathetic. There's actually a third system of the autonomic nervous system that is called the enteric, which is really the connection between all the nerves in your gut and the direct connection to your brain. So what is going on down here can definitely affect up here. So how do we lose our microflora? Well, mainly through antibiotics. Now you might say, well, I don't take antibiotics. I probably had antibiotics as a child, but I haven't had them for years. But guess what? Over 80% of antibiotics are sold as a growth factor for farm animals. Okay, so you're basically getting antibiotics indirectly if you're consuming commercial meats. And that's why I always recommend consuming organic. I will do a separate video on this, but organic means without the use of pesticides, insecticides, and GMO foods like glyphosate, as well as without antibiotics. So I recommend doing that, but sometimes it's hard if you're going out to dinner because you don't really know what you're getting. Artificial sweeteners greatly affect the microflora in your gut as well. So if you're on a diet soda for a long period of time, that could affect your microflora. And lastly, the GMO foods, which were all affected by glyphosate as an herbicide, greatly disrupts our microflora, and it can affect our ability to make proteins. So there's a couple things you can do that are very simple to improve these three symptoms right here. Take a probiotic. Take a good one that includes these two as well. Get a probiotic and a prebiotic together, as in sauerkraut, kimchi, pickles, fermented vegetables. When I'm at the farmer's market, I always get a fermented vegetable, and I consume some fermented vegetables on a daily basis. That way you can kill two birds with one stone, because the prebiotic is the fiber, and then it has a probiotic as well, and that can help you. And avoid the things that destroy your microflora. These right here, these right here, these right here. And by the way, long-term use of laxatives can really throw off your microflora. I'll put a couple links down below if you have constipation. So anything that affects diarrhea, medication, laxatives, or even things that you're eating that are like food allergies that are creating that problem will throw this off and affect these right here. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hey, before you go, would you mind putting a comment down below to tell me what you think about this video?